Hello, and welcome to this retro play call of the Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Yankees, June 21st, 1992. My name's Steve. Orioles Birdwatcher is a new YouTube channel that I've started. I've got another channel. Maybe I should put the link to that in the description. But yeah, I'm going to start a new channel for the upcoming Orioles season, and the plan is to cover Orioles baseball games, all 162 of them, as I hope, like many of you fellow Oriole fans out there, that we are on the cusp of a nice run of seasons with a really good ball club. So I want to archive it. I have a passion for following the Orioles, and I've got some free time on my hands right now. So this season, I'm going to give it a shot. So in order to get prepared for it and get myself used to calling games, keep in mind normal regular season games in the 2024 season, you will not be seeing any video of the game. You will just be getting my play call along with a scoreboard that'll give you some visual aids as to what's happening in the ball game. But it's something for those who might not be able to watch the game, and a place to chat, have a community with Oriole fans or baseball fans in general. But again, in order to get prepared for that, I want to go ahead and get a little practice in with some play calling. And yeah, I'm picking some random games from a great baseball channel called This Is Where You Find Baseball. A link to that channel is in the description. I want to thank that channel for providing me with some games to practice with. Hopefully they don't mind. I guess I'll find out if they do at some point. But in the meantime, I'm going to give it another go. I do have another video up already. The Orioles playing the Blue Jays, I believe, in 1991. This is in June of 92. This is the first season at Camden Yards. And as we get going here, you can see Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, downtown Baltimore. It is a new stadium, Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And here's a nice look at what was once a brand new ballpark. And I got to tell you, folks, 31 years later, it's still a gem. How you doing, Jeff? And welcome. Here we are. Jeff, maybe you can help me out. You can hear my voice, but you don't hear any audio from the game I'm looking at right now, right? Just my voice. And I'm also, my picture is in the right-hand corner, and it's covering up some stats I'm looking at from this game as well. So I've got that on the side. Right, so yeah, tonight's pitching matchup for the Orioles, it will be Ben McDonald, while the Yankees will be countering with Tim Leary. McDonald coming into this game with a record of 7-4, while Leary comes in with a record of 4-5. Very, very faint. That's fine. Very, very faint is what I'm going for. I was actually thinking about adding crowd noise. There's like ambient crowd noise, like a 1 hour loop, just to give it that little extra something. But I want to figure out a way where you can't hear this, but you can hear that. But I can't figure it out. But anyway, let me try and call this as if it were the real deal. Again, take yourself back, folks, to 1992. It is the third week of June. And this is what it looked like in Major League Baseball in the standings coming into this game. In the American League East, the Toronto Blue Jays are ahead of the Orioles by a game. They've played 2 extra games. They're tied in the loss column. While the Yankees, meanwhile, are hovering a little bit below 500 toward the bottom of the division with a record of 32-34. The Brewers, the Red Sox in the middle of the division, while the Tigers and Indians take up the rear. All right. Here are our original announcers from this broadcast, the venerable John Miller and Hall of Famer Joe Morgan. Highlights from this series on Friday include a Mike Devereaux home run. And it appears we've got a shot of Devereaux robbing a home run as well. A beautiful catch there by Mike Devereaux. John Miller rocking a beautiful tie. That's about as early 90s of a tie as you can get. As you get a look at downtown Baltimore, before they put up that giant parking garage that took up half of the vista. So again, the Orioles come into this one looking to make noise in the American League East, just a game back the Blue Jays, while the Yankees are scuffling a bit, a couple of games under 500. The series has been split so far. This is the rubber game of a 3-game series. The Orioles won on Friday, and the Yankees won on Saturday. We'll be getting to the starting lineups here in just a moment. And we expect a large crowd here at Camden Yards. Again, this is the inaugural season of this ballpark. It really did set the tone for ballparks that would follow with its sort of modern retro hybrid architecture, I guess is how you'd put it. But it's a beautiful ballpark. What can I tell you? I've never heard of anyone say, you know, I went to Camden Yards and boy, what a dump. It's an absolute gem. And I'm just killing time until they, kind of get to the ball game here. Maybe I'll just skip ahead a little bit. Okay, I think we're going to take a look at the line. Oh, these are the starting pitchers again. McDonald coming in 7-4. Leary at 4-5. The Orioles' offense has been better than the Yankees in this season, which is why McDonald, despite having a high ERA, has been doing well. This is the lineup here. We got Andy Stankiewicz leading off. Mel Hall in left batting second. Roberto Kelly hitting third. Don Mattingly at first batting cleanup. Danny Tartables in right. Kevin Moss is the DH hitting sixth. Matt Noakes behind the plate hitting seventh. Charlie Hayes is at third. And Mike Gallego rounds it out for the Yanks playing second and batting ninth. Here's the 15th start for Ben McDonald's. It was the Orioles' #1 overall pick in the 1988 draft. Made his major league debut at the end of the 1989 season. And here in 1992, he's become one of the top end of the rotation starters for these Orioles. Here's a look at the defense for Baltimore. Hoyles behind the plate. Tim Hewlett at third. The Ripken brothers at the keystone positions. Randy Milligan at first. And an outfield of Brady Anderson, Mike Devereaux, and Joe Orsulak, left to right. Andy Stankiewicz steps in hitting .304, just a one home run to his credit, 12 RBI in 40 games so far this season. As we get set for the first pitch here in downtown Baltimore on a lovely evening. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. If you don't want to say 11 syllables or whatever it is, you can just say Camden Yards. Everybody knows what you're talking about. Or you can call it OPAC. You can go with the acronym if you want. Here's a look at the left field wall. Obviously, if you're watching the Orioles of present day, you realize this area of the outfield has been pushed back probably about 10 to 12 rows of seats or so to make the left field wall much farther the reach for the hitter. And that it has helped the Orioles tremendously. This place was a very easy place to hit home runs in the first 25 years or so of its existence. And finally, we're going to get underway. McDonald to Stankiewicz, and the first pitch is over the plate but low for ball one. Stanky. Some players just have a nickname that you can't get away from. You got a name like Stankiewicz, you go with Stanky. Here's McDonald's next pitch. That one's in there, a called strike. Fastball right in there. Count even up at 1. Here's the next offering from McDonald. Swung on and line to left and down the line. It's a fair ball. Anderson chases it down, and Stankiewicz will cruise into second base with a stand-up double. So the Yankees get going right off the bat as their leadoff man is in scoring position. Here are the results again from the first 2 games of the series. The Orioles won on Friday night, 10-7, while the Yankees took Game 2, 9-5. So this is the rubber match. Mel Hall steps in, hitting .259, 8 homers, 39 batted in. McDonald working out of the stretch already. Checks on Stankiewicz, and hit the pitch to Hall is low for ball 1. Nice crowd tonight here in Baltimore. A perfect summer evening. And a beautiful view here from the press box. McDonald working slowly here. Here's his next pitch to Hall. And this one's drilled. High in the air to right. Looking up is Orsulak, and it's over the scoreboard onto the flag court for a 2-run homer. And Ben McDonald has been ambushed right out of the gate. Double home run. And the Yankees take an early 2-0 lead. And the fan who caught that ball out on the flag court is very, very happy. Well, there you go. Ben McDonald working slow, and it did not help him. It's almost as if the pitch clock would have helped him in the modern era. Hell was sitting on a fastball and just turned on it, absolutely scorching it over the right field wall. Roberto Kelly steps in now. Let's see if McDonald can maybe get an out without giving up another run here. That one's in there for a called strike, 0-1 to Kelly. Mel Hall getting congratulations from his teammates in the dugout. This one's a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count even up at 1-1. No matter where these two teams sit in the standings, even if the Orioles are doing well and the Yankees are scuffling, which is the case if you look at the standings now, the Yankees tend to give the Orioles trouble. Here's a nice breaking ball swung on and missed. Maybe a changeup there from McDonald. Kelly comes in hitting just a hair under 300 with 6 homers and 36 driven in. It's a big high wind-up and kick from McDonald. Here's a curveball swung on and fouled at the plate. McDonald, of course, if you follow Orioles baseball in 2023 or in the modern day, is a color analyst for the Orioles broadcast network. So it's always fun to watch an old start from Big Ben McDonald. He's quite the character in the play-by-play booth. His next pitch is inside, and Kelly has to back out of the way. The brush back. And a hard fastball there for McDonald. That seemed like a pitch that was making a statement. And now a breaking ball that Kelly lays off easily. And the count 1-2. McDonald off to a nightmare start. First 2 batters have hit 2 extra base hits and scored, and he's still looking for his first out. And the next pitch to Kelly swung on and tapped foul off to the left. 2 strikes on the Yankees' number 3 hitter. McDonald rubs up a new baseball. Again, being very deliberate. Gets the sign. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. A good fastball there, and that sets down Kelly. The first out recorded by McDonald is a strikeout. 1 down. Pretty much center cut. Right down the pipe. But Kelly was not geared up for that heat. That'll bring up Yankee captain Don Mattingly. First pitch to him is over the plate but low for ball 1. Mattingly hitting .257 with 7 homers, 35 driven in. His number's a bit down from his typical stat line. Mattingly calls for time as, again, McDonald taking a lot of time between pitches. And it does not look comfortable out there. Doing a lot of gesticulating and adjusting of the hat and tugging of the sleeve. He needs to just bear down and throw strikes. Next pitch is swung on and drilled, but foul. Mattingly got out in front. Another ball tattooed. As we look at young Buck Showalter in the Yankee dugout. He, of course, would go on to manage the Orioles, but got his start right here in the Bronx. Here's Mattingly in his Magnum PI mustache, ready for the next pitch, and it's a called strike, and Mattingly's not happy. He raised the bat up as if to indicate that one was inside. The umpire thought differently. You hover over the plate that much, you feel like you're taking the inside corner away from the pitcher, but a good umpire is not going to let you get away with that. That ball did catch the inside corner. Two strikes on Mattingly. The windup and the pitch from McDonald is upstairs. 2-2. Two in, 1 out here in the top of the first. We're just underway here at Camden Yards. The Yankees already with 2 runs on the board, looking for more. And the pitch to Mattingly. He checks a swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. They appeal to third, and the umpire says, no dice. That'll work the count full as McDonald is not setting himself to go very deep in this ball game with the way this first inning has played out thus far. Next pitch coming is in there, and Mattingly's able to foul it away. The ball girl unable to play it as the ball trickles farther down the right field corner. We'll probably have a pause in play here for a few seconds. Well, if nothing else, the long inning has given Oriole fans, all Oriole fans who have come to attend this game, the opportunity to be a little bit late. There's a breaking ball that's absolutely hammered, but again, Mattingly out in front can only pull it foul. A lot of hard hit balls off of McDonald here in the first. And Mattingly was sitting on it. He just couldn't hold back long enough. A fraction of a second. He waits, and that ball's heading toward the warehouse. You got Danny Tartable on deck. He can hit it too. Here's one in the outside corner, and Mattingly can only foul it off. Again. My goodness, how long is this game? This is the top of the first. My goodness, thank God for the pitch clock. I never thought I'd say that 2 years ago or whenever. As you can see, it's standing room only here at the ballpark. McDonald's next pitch to Mattingly. A 3-2 is hit in the air to right center field. Devereaux first started back. Now he comes in a bit, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Johnny Oates pacing around in the dugout. Yes, Poole. It was the same with the Orioles and the Yankees in the 90s and like 2000s. Man, 3.5 hours at least for 9-inning games. But fully aware of the pace of ball games from this era, Ben McDonald is working particularly slow here, even for the era. First pitch to Tartable's in the dirt. Tartable comes in hitting .261, 5 homers, 27 driven in, and a very nice on-base percentage of .414. He knows how to draw a walk. Right-handed hitter, waves the bat a few times, and the 1-0 from McDonald is swung on and tapped foul off to the left. Tartable made most of his impact in the majors with the Kansas City Royals. Came over to the Yankees. The next pitch is just a bit high. A little above the belt. Tartable lays off. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. A good, looked like maybe a slider from McDonald, tailing away from Tartable on the outside corner. And McDonald is 1 strike away from finally getting out of this first inning that started really badly. But since then, a chance to walk away with something positive. The 2-2 is in the dirt outside, and the count goes full. I'd tell you where the pitch count is at this point, but we're watching an era of baseball where pitch count really didn't mean so much. They did keep track. Pitchers would probably throw, starters would probably throw 105, 110, 115 pitches before they started thinking about taking them out. Swing and a miss. There's a nice little breaking ball, maybe a changeup. And McDonald gets his second strikeout of the inning. But a double followed by a homer to begin the game, and the Yankees jump out to a 2-0 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the first, and let's take a look at this Orioles lineup with Brady Anderson playing left and leading off. Mike Devereaux in center. Cal Ripken at short, hitting third. The designated hitter, Big Sam Horn, in cleanup. Randy Milligan at first. Right fielder Joe Orsulak hitting 6th. The catcher Chris Hoyles in the 7th spot. Tim Hewlett playing 3rd. And finally, Billy Ripken at 2nd, hitting 9th. They will be up against the right-handed Tim Leary, who comes in with a 4-5 record and 11 starts. And a not too impressive ERA of 4.66. Not much of a strikeout pitcher, just 26 and 75 in a third innings. But he doesn't give up too many hits either. His trouble is walks, 35. He gives up about 4 walks per 9. That's not too good. Actually, Earl's last season was the 82 season. So this is 10 years since Earl Weaver. Joe Altobelli took over for the 83 season, which was the Orioles' final World Series win and appearance season. Yeah. There's a look at the Yankee defense as Brady Anderson steps in, hitting .281, 10 homers, and 43 driven in. The first pitch is swung on and hit to short on a couple of bounces. He'll have to hurry to get Anderson, and he does, as Mattingly has to stretch and just keep his left foot on the bag. Brady hustling down the line. When you hit a ball in the hole at short on more than one hop, chances are it's going to be a close play, and it was. Let's see if we take a look at the replay here. Maybe we won't. seemed like a play worth looking at again. Here's a look. Also a bit of a bobble there from Stankiewicz, but not too much to keep him. Yep, Mattingly kept his foot on the bag. Good play all around. One out here, and the batter Mike Devereaux. Here's a comebacker to the pitcher, and boom, 2 down. What a contrast between the top and bottom halves of this first inning. The Orioles, 2 batters retired extremely quickly. Oh, I'm sorry. Weaver did come back to manage. He did come back. I'm sorry. And then Cal Ripken Sr. took over. And then Frank Robinson took over. And then Johnny Oates took over. Tell me I'm wrong. Forgive me. It's one of those things where you kind of forget that Earl came back. It was like he came back basically just to be there until we found somebody else permanently. Here's Cal. He's laying a bunt down, and why not? Because the third baseman, Charlie Hayes, playing way too deep, and Cal Ripken just steals a hit, laying down a perfect bunt and taking advantage of the defense in front of him. Typically not what you expect. Yeah. Yep. Billy Martin. Yeah. Both of them also very well known for their antics and behavior. So Ripken aboard with a 2-out surprise bunt. And why not? Because that gets your best power hitter to the plate with a man on base instead of leading off the next inning. Here's Sam Horn. He's only got 4 home runs thus far, but he hasn't been to the plate that much. First pitch to him is over the plate, but low. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Yankees. The Orioles have Cal at first base with 2 down. And the 1-0 to Sam Horn is again low, 2-0. Horn walks far out of the box. I don't know why. Again, you think about the modern game and you wonder why do you need to walk 15 feet away and do all, like, stand in the box and take the next pitch. You know what I mean? No wonder these games took forever. The 2-0 is outside 3-0. Like, come on, you got a 3-0 count. What's to think about? You're either taking all the way or you're sitting dead red on a fastball. There's nothing to think about here, Sam. Get back in there. And here's one of the worst trades of all time on display for the Orioles. Glenn Davis sitting on the bench. The next 3-0 pitch, and Horn swings at a 3-0. It was pretty low in the zone and can only foul it back. Probably a spot he should have taken that pitch. Might have been out of the zone. But Sam Horn isn't exactly known for his plate discipline. He's up there to hack. He's got a hitter's count here, 3-1. Leary gets the sign and the pitch. It's over the plate, and Horn finds a hole between second and short, and it's hit soft enough to where Ripken will get to third base. And the Orioles have a 2-out rally cooking with runners at the corners. So that puts the tying runs on base and bring up Randy Milligan. Here's a look at some of the out-of-town scores, in case you're wondering what else was happening on June 21st, 1992. Brought to you by Sports Cream. Milligan hitting .276, 7 homers, 28 RBI, with an on-base percentage just a hair under .400. First and third, 2 down. Leary kicks and deals, and here's one on the outside corner, and Milligan just is able to get a piece of it, fouls it right off the plate for strike 1. The Braves beat the Reds earlier 2-0. Same score line for the Astros over the Dodgers. Who won? Who lost? I don't know. What I do know is that the Orioles need to respond after giving up those first opening runs to the Yankees. The pitch to Milligan is low and outside. He almost went, but the first base umpire, after an appeal, does not grant the Yankees a strike there. Milligan does hold his bat up. Leary's next pitch is off the plate. The catcher gives Leary a bit of a body language to say, keep it cool, keep it cool. Is that final, Jeff? Is Yamamoto to the Dodgers a final? Here's a breaking ball. Where'd that one miss? That one looked pretty good. The Orioles get the call on that. Ball 3 to Milligan. 3-1. You mean to tell me the Dodgers are able to have the money to pay Shohei Ohtani, go get Tyler Glass now, and then still add Yamamoto? Here's a swing and a high drive to right, but Milligan's only going to pop it up to right. Tartable has it, and the inning is over. At the end of 1, the Yankees lead 2-0. Kevin Moss will lead it off for the Yankees. You have got to be kidding me. So all that deferral money, it's wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong. It's wrong. That a team that goes out and gets Ohtani should be hamstrung enough to where, yeah, you can still add to your team. You can still make transactions. But you should not be able to get Ohtani and then fork over another more than $250 million for another guy and go get Glasnow too? You got to be kidding me. Top of the second. First pitch to Moss is upstairs. Unbelievable. They got to do something about that deferral thing and the rules around, these contracts and work around the luxury tax and all that. Because how are other teams supposed to compete? Up and into Moss, and he backs out of the way. Some chin music there from McDonald. And Moss goes to collect his thoughts. That is unbelievable, man. I can't believe the Dodgers got him. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And they already have Mookie Betts. They've already got Freddie Freeman, and those contracts are very large, to name a few. Here's a bouncer off the plate. A Baltimore chop. McDonald has it, throws to first, and Moss is retired as Milligan comes up hopping. Kevin Moss might have stepped on his foot as he crossed the bag. And Milligan's gingerly trying to walk that one off. And, yep, Kevin Moss, for some reason, hit the very inside corner of the bag as he ran through. And what are you, in Little League, pal? Use the outside of the bag. What are you doing stepping on the first base? I mean, if this were soccer, that's a yellow card. So Moss retired, and the batter is, who's this, Matt Noakes? Looks like him. There's Matt Noakes, hitting just .220 with 8 homers, 21 driven in. Yeah, how can you root for the Dodgers next year? How can you? And I'll say this in a sec. Here's the next pitch from McDonald. Here's a fastball that Noakes hits in the straightaway center. Devereaux kind of moving around. I guess the wind's swirling a bit there. Eventually makes the catch. As we take a look at what's happening down in Arlington. The old Arlington Stadium. Here's a ball off the wall. That looks like Ellis Burks running in for the Red Sox. Clemens is on the mound in that one. Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers. First pitch swinging here from Charlie Hayes, and he pops it up. First base side, Milligan just inside fair ground makes the catch, and the inning is over. So a much better inning here from McDonald. A much quicker one, too, that's for sure. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Yankees 2, Orioles nothing. There's a look at the Bromo Seltzer Tower. One of the fine pieces of architecture in downtown Baltimore that you can't see today because it's blocked by a giant parking garage. But there was a time you could sit in this ballpark and get a nice glimpse of that clock tower. Not anymore. Here's Joe Orsulak hitting .255. He hits this one and slices it foul off to the left. Was bro mode. Smokin' Joe O. This is the year before the Marlins and the Rockies, right? Here's a fastball in the inside corner called strike. Orsulak with a couple of waves of the bat. Leary gets a sign, kicks and deals, and this one's off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Joe Orsulak. No, Bromo Seltzer. BROMO hyphen seltzer, like seltzer water. Here's a I'm not sure what that was. Whatever it was hanging over the plate, and Orsulak was able to foul it away. Though I'm sure he wanted to do more than that because that ball was served up on a platter. The next pitch is up and in. Orsulak's able to hit it in the air, but only as far as the very tip of the outfield grass. The shortstop makes the catch. And Orsulak is retired. That'll bring up Chris Hoyles. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night for Cardinals Pirates as stars like Andy Van Slyke will be on display. The Pirates lead the NL East. Boy, this is an old game. The Pirates, was this the year they played the Braves in that very memorable NLCS? All right, here we got a breaking ball fouled off by Hoyles to start his at-bat, 0-1. Hoyles is hitting .280, 14 homers, 28 driven in. Hoyles brought in this season to replace the departed Mickey Tettleton, one of my favorite former Orioles. That was 91? Okay, so 92. So I'm assuming Bonds is still there as Hoyles gets hit by the pitch, and it looks like it's right on his hand. And it looks like it's his throwing hand as well, his right hand. That's definitely going to sting. Right off that nub underneath the pinky. And that's going to be a stinger for Hoyles. It's a fatty part of the hand, though. Nothing should be broken. But hopefully he'll have a few minutes to shake it off before he's back out there behind the plate on defense. So Hoyles is on. And that'll bring up the light-hitting Tim Hewlett, the veteran utility player who's doing well in the average department, hitting .304. No homers, though. First pitch to him, and he gets drilled. My goodness, right in the rib cage. And Leary hears the boos from the Orioles fans. I mean, there's no reason for any sort of deliberate hitting of a batter. Leary must have just completely lost his command, but that ball just kept coming inside and right on the belt buckle. It charged the mound. Well, I mean, that's how you know it's not intentional. I mean, there's just no reason to hit, especially Tim Hewlett. Again, Bill Ripken is not much of a hitter, but Tim Hewlett is less. Here comes the beautifully mulleted Billy Ripken. And the first pitch to him is tapped on the ground, foul, third base side. The Yankees lead 2-0, and the Orioles are looking to respond with a couple of hit batters on base and Billy Ripken at the plate. Top of the order, Brady Anderson is on deck. So now it's Leary who's working slow. It appears him and catcher Matt Noakes can't get on the same page. Bill Ripken will kindly wait. And here's the pitch. Well outside. Yeah, Leary has lost his release point, it would seem. His pitches are not anywhere near the zone right now. They're starting out of the zone, and they're finishing even farther out of the zone, which is a telltale sign. Yeah, you've lost your release point. He's going to have to get it back quickly here, or the Orioles are going to capitalize. 1-1 to Bill Ripken. 1 away, 2 on. The pitch tapped at the plate, and that one got Noakes. Oh, no. Might have been right in the old groin area. And as is etiquette in baseball, we're going to have another little bit of a delay as Matt Noakes will shake this off. Let's see where this one wound up. Oh, actually. Well, if I were watching it in HD, I might have been able to tell you exactly where he got hit, but I'm watching what would appear to be an upload from a VCR 30-some years ago. Cut me some slack. 2 on. Ripken up at the plate. Billy Ripken, that is. The pitch. Up and away. 2-2. A lot of chatter around the ballpark. Oriole fans are anticipating a rally here. If Ripken can get on, you've got the top of the order and a lot of power due up. As Leary now steps off the mound, collects himself. You would think this was postseason baseball with the pace of this game, folks. The pitch, low and away. I mean, I love it when it takes a full minute between pitches. You would think, all right, that's plenty of time to get in pure Zen mode. I'm going to throw the perfect pitch. And you look at it, and the pitch is just completely off target. Like, where is this pitch going? Who's supposed to swing at it? All right, here's the next offering. And a breaking ball that Ripken inside outs. It flares it to second base. The runners were in motion, and it's going to be a double play. How about that? That's how you get out of a jam. Boy, that was a lesson in futility from both sides, as clearly these two people weren't posing for this bite of their sandwich. I'm sure they're enjoying a bit of Boog Pal's barbecue, which is located over that right field wall out there. Go get yourself an open-faced barbecue plate. It's frickin' delicious. How much is it today? I don't know. Probably more than I can afford. But if you want a secret, go down to Fells Point, get yourself a crab cake, and just sneak it into the ballpark. Who is this tiny man stepping up? Why, it's none other than Mike Lego Gallego. If I can use a Chris Bermanism. Gallego hitting .276. And the first pitch from McDonald is upstairs for ball 1. It's pretty easy to go upstairs against Gallego. The guy is about 5 foot nothing and 100 and nothing soaking wet. Little guy is what I'm saying. The next pitch is a fastball fouled away. Gallego wearing Derek Jeter's number. That's nice to see. I'd love to see a Yankee number 2 not named Derek Jeter. It warms the cockles of my heart. I need a drink. Possibly shorter. Not as short as Eddie Gaedel, though. Eddie Gaedel, definitely the shortest. Next offering from McDonald is a breaking ball that just hung upstairs. At least I think so. Looked too slow to be a fastball. And the count 2-1 to Gallego. Leading off here. Here's a high fly ball to left field. It's going to back up Anderson, but Gallego does not have home run power, not even in the bandbox that is Oriole Park at Camden Yards. He flies out to left, and there's one down. As we take a look at some very cheesy, are you smarter than a fifth grader looking graphics here. One out in the top of the third, and in comes Andy Stink. Oh, excuse me. Who's at the plate? Yeah, it's Stankiewicz. He doubled and scored to lead off the ball game. Next pitch to him is in there for a called strike. Stinky stanky. The next pitch is a breaking ball and a beauty. Curveball caught the outside corner, knee high. Nice little lollipop action on that one. A little more of that there, Ben. Comes the next offering. And he hits the same spot, same pitch. What did I say? Boy, if you can pull that pitch off, go ahead and do it again, and he does. A beautiful curveball on the outside corner. Look at this one. Shaboom. Grab some pine, 17. You're done. So Stankiewicz is retired. 2 away, and that'll bring up Mel Hall. He hit the 2-run homer that has accounted for the runs in this ball game so far. Thank you, Jeff. First pitch to Hall is up and in. Now that might have been a statement pitch. You hit 2 Oriole batters, and you hit a home run off of me earlier. Why don't I go ahead with my first pitch to you, make you do a little dance? How's that sound? Yeah, that's definitely a statement pitch. And Hall's talking to the umpire right now as if to say, look, buddy, you better have my back. I ain't trying to get hit up here. Excuse me for hitting a home run. He appears to be standing about 6 inches farther away from the plate than before, though. So if McDonald's ambition was to back Hall off the plate, he has done so. Hall is about as off the plate as you can get. Both of his feet are outside the batter's box line practically. The pitch is on the outside corner, and there you go. Back him off the plate, hit the outside corner. He can't even reach that pitch. What a beautiful sequence of pitching from McDonald. You give him the high, hard cheese. You let him know, hey, buddy, I remember that home run. You back him off the plate, and then you hit him on the outside corner. Next pitch, breaking ball up and away. He didn't have it that time. But you can start to feel the tension beginning to mount here between these two rival teams in this rubber game of the match on Sunday night. The pitch is low, and Hall's able to foul it away. The count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's Johnny Oates in the dugout. Excuse me, that's Rick Dempsey. Sorry. There's Johnny. It's hard to tell between these ginger-haired, mustachioed baseball men. They're all smacking gum, and they all look the same to me. Here's the pitch. And it's a breaking ball in the dirt, if not near the dirt. Hall able to lay off, and the count has gone full with 2 out. A payoff pitch coming. On deck, Roberto Kelly. The pitch is inside corner in the D's, and McDonald wanted it. Hall lays off, and he gets the benefit of the call. It was a close one, but Hall takes first on the walk, and he's off to a good night tonight with a home run and now a walk. That was very close. It tailed back over the inside corner of the plate. If we had a bird's eye view of that, it would be interesting to see if that caught any of the plate. But very tough for the umpire to see that ball tailing at the last possible moment. You can understand why he might have missed that one. Here's the pitch to Kelly. First pitch swinging, grounded to third. They go to second for the force, and that's enough. The Orioles get out of the inning, and the score remains 2-0. We'll go to the bottom of the third. The Orioles have the top of the order due up. Brady Anderson steps in. 0 for 1. And here's an outside corner strike. Brady not happy. Here's some more out-of-town scores brought to you by Hershey's Chocolate Syrup. The next pitch is swung on and missed. Brady flailing. And it's 0-2 to the Orioles leadoff hitter. Leary's next pitch is so far off the plate, Brady doesn't even have to think about it. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Leary. Swung on and hit well to right. It's got Tartable running back. He's looking up. This ball is over the fence. Into the first row of bleachers in right center field. And the Orioles are on the board. 12th home run of the season for Brady Anderson. A solo shot. And Baltimore has cut the lead in half. The Yankees now lead 2-1. High fives in the dugout for Brady. There's Rick Sutcliffe. Let's take a look where this pitch was. Right over the heart of the plate. It started to tail slightly away from Brady, but by the time it did, he had already gotten into his swing. First pitch to Devereaux's in there for a called strike. So both teams with a home run now. Here's a breaking ball over the plate but low. 1-1. Devereaux with a comebacker to the pitcher back in the first inning. And the 1-1 to the Orioles center fielder is swung on and fisted into left, shallow left center field. And the shortstop is able to glide out there and make the catch. Jeff, Poole, one of you still here. Which one of you still here? How am I doing so far? Does it feel like somebody who knows what the hell they're doing calling a baseball game? That'll bring up Ripken now. Ripken, how you doing, Jeff? Oh, you're both here. I thought I saw the number 1. I thought maybe one of you left. Ripken had a bunt single in his first at-bat. And I wonder where the Yankee third baseman is positioned now after that advantage Cal took. The pitch is low in the dirt and bouncing away from the catcher. 2 down, nobody on. Ripken at the plate. The Orioles have got to run back, and the Yankees lead this one 2-1. The Iron Man, still about 3.5, 4 years away from breaking the record, and he gets a hold of one. Left field, going back toward the wall, and making the catch is Mel Hall, right up against the wall. Ripken nearly snuck one out of here with that low fence, but Hall got his glove up, and not quite sure if it would have gotten out of here on its own, but It was a great play nonetheless by the Yankee left fielder. Let's see. He gets up. And, yeah, it looks like it probably would have hit off the top couple of inches of the wall. But still a fantastic play. And Ripken is retired. Here's Sam Horn. Takes inside for ball one. Not as confident sounding. Okay, I'll try to be more confident. Fastball in there, called strike. One and one on Sam Horn. Leary kicks and deals low, ball two. Here's the next one, and Horn takes a big cut and misses. That was a I want to tie the ball game right now swing. He came up empty in the count 1-2. Yeah, is it, there? I think that's something that's happened while I lived over here. The next pitch to Horn is inside. Count goes full. Since I've lived out here, and I went a few years without following baseball closely, haven't the umpire leagues, haven't they merged? There are no longer American League and National League umpires. It's just umpires, right? Here's the payoff pitch to Horn in the dirt for ball four. So Horn takes a walk, reaching base for the second time today. Here's a look at the flag court out in right field. Plenty of mullets and plenty of beards. Yeah, they did merge at some point. A lot of gloves out there as well. A lot of beer cups and a lot of gloves. It's a great place to catch a home run. The out-of-town scoreboard in right. Get yourself a standing room ticket. Grab yourself a dog and a beer. Here's Milligan now. He takes one in the dirt for ball one. Milligan flew out in his first at-bat. Here's the next pitch to Milligan, and he fouls it away. Tapping it at the plate. I'm feeling a bit hungry right now, and I think I'm thinking about food too much. Leary steps off the mound. I guess they want to go over the signs again. Him and Noak's not on the same page. Oh, yeah, I remember those shirts. Here's the next pitch. Outside of the zone, Milligan gets a piece of it, taps it to short. Gallego fields it cleanly and throws out. Who was that bat? See, this is bad announcing. You're getting to remember who's at the plate. It was Milligan, I believe, who just grounded out to short to win the inning. But the Orioles do get on the board after 3 innings. The Yankees lead this one 2-1. The sun is set now. The first 3 innings took about an hour and a half to play. Top of the 4th, and the heart of the order coming up for the Yankees as Don Mattingly is in there and takes a look at ball one low and away. Mattingly 0 for 1. McDonald's next pitch is popped up. Third base side. The shortstop taking a look, but it's about 15 rows back into the crowd. McDonald has certainly settled down after that awful beginning to the ball game. And the Orioles have had an opportunity to respond with a 1 run of their own. Now let's see how Big Ben can do here in the middle of the game. This one's popped up, and Mattingly is not happy with his swing. Billy Ripken going far out in the right center field, but he's finally called off after trying to wave off everybody. It's Devereaux, the center fielder, who eventually takes charge, makes the catch. Hey, Jeff, go to sleep, but just keep the game on. Mute it, but give me that watch time, man. Help a brother out. Hey, I love to go to sleep listening to ball games. Puts me to bed real quick. But thanks for hanging out, man. All right, that'll bring up Danny Tartable, and he takes a look at a called strike. Understood, my friend, understood. Oh, well, whatever you want to do, man. I always throw out that suggestion. Here's a breaking ball and a beauty. Tartable actually buckled a little bit. This time last year, he was tearing it up in the month of June. Hit .368 with 9 home runs. This June, however, .226 with just 1 home run. McDonald's next pitch is upstairs. Yeah, Joe West. And who's the other guy? God, what's his name? The worst umpire of all time. Angel Hernandez. Ugh. All right, the next pitch to Tartable. Another breaking ball and a beauty. He's set down swinging. McDonald's curveball. Boy, if he'd only had it under his command to start the game, he's really looked good since that first inning. Beautiful drop on that curveball. So Tartable retired, and that'll bring up the DH Kevin Moss. The pitch is a fastball right down the middle, called strike. Moss is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Moss caught the league by storm when he came up as a rookie in 1990. Hit 20 or 21 home runs, I believe, in just about 300 plate appearances. Was just coming up, hitting balls into the right field porch at Yankee Stadium. Sophomore year last season in 1991, though, hit just .220. This is now his third year in the game. And he takes one a bit upstairs. Here's a look at some of the crowd. We got some dorky-looking dudes and some dorky-looking kids. And I was one of them. Actually, I was 15 at this point. 15-year-old me, what was I doing? Actually, I think I was at Lollapalooza right around now. By the way, that was, I totally missed that last pitch. All right, the first pitch of the game that I completely fogged out on. All right, McDonald is ready. The next pitch to Moss is swung on and popped up. The catcher Hoyles and the third baseman Hewlett, who's that over there? Tim Hewlett. Yep, it's over in the camera well. Just out of reach. And that will just simply go down as an eventful strike. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Right then. Moss is back in the box. McDonald gets his sign. Hoyles apparently has to lay another sign down because McDonald doesn't like it. He steps off the rubber and back on again. McDonald finally gets the sign he wants, and here comes the pitch. Fastball up and away. Moss goes with it toward left field. Anderson heading into the gap makes the catch, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Yankees 2 and the Orioles 1. Two to one here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Joe Orsulak to lead things off for the Birds. Here in this final game of a 3-game series, tied at 1 apiece. Here's a look from the top floor of the Orioles warehouse where you can go have yourself a beer and watch the game. Breaking ball that catches the outside corner belt high. And Orsulak taking a long look at the ump as if to say, really? You're going to call that? And now Joe just takes a timeout. Joe Orsulak apparently has to rethink this whole strike zone business after seeing that one called. And Matt Noakes sets off on the outside part of the plate again. Orsulak's able to foul the fastball off. But good job by Noakes there. If you're going to get that outside call, you might as well keep going farther out and see how far they'll go. Again, a look at some of the offices out there in the warehouse beyond the right field wall. Swing and a miss, and that is an at-bat Joe Orsulak would like to forget as quickly as humanly possible. I do believe Wrigley Field, I know they put in those new scoreboards in recent years out in left and right field, but the center field scoreboard is still there, and I think they still operate it, right? Manually? I might be wrong. They couldn't have knocked it down. It's just a matter of whether or not it's functioning and whether or not it's by hand. Looks like we got somebody coming in from the bullpen. Jeff Tackett. Oh, it's the Orioles' backup catcher. This might have something to do with Chris Hoyles getting hit on the hand earlier in the ball game. And Johnny Oates looks like he's taking a look at his lineup card here, trying to figure out what to do. But it looks like Chris Hoyles is going to be taken out of this game. I don't know why else. And you can see the catcher's equipment being handled right now by the bat boy. So that's what this delay is all about. It's probably a case where Hoyles had about 10 minutes of a window before his hand completely swelled up and was able to still be a part of the ball game, but that's going to do it for him. And here's again a look at that hit by pitch with Hoyles. Again, right off the bottom edge of the right hand, his throwing hand. So pinch hitting for Hoyles now is Jeff Tackett. Only 23 plate appearances, but 7 hits in those 23 at-bats. Good for an average over 300. He fouls his first pitch away. Between Hoyles and Tackett, it's been good offensive production from the catcher position for Baltimore. Next pitch is hit in the air, right center. And Roberto Kelly had him shaded that way. Doesn't have to move very far to make the catch. So Tackett retired. Pinch hitting for Hoyles. We'll see if we get any updates on the injury. And if Hoyles is set to miss any time. I would assume it's just some bruising that will probably give him the day off tomorrow. And he'll be good the day after that. Here's Tim Hewlett. First pitch to him is a called strike. Good breaking ball. So Leary's been pretty effective thus far. He gave up the solo home run to Brady Anderson, but otherwise has shut the Orioles down. Another breaking ball inside corner this time. Hewlett takes for called strike. 0-2. And this one's well off the plate. There are waste pitches, and then there are pitches like that that are so far off the plate that you're pretty much just giving a free ball to the batter. There's no reason to even think about swinging there. This time, though, Hewlett does get a swing off on a high pitch that he's able to lift into the air at center field. It's a can of corn for Roberto Kelly. He's got it, and the fourth inning comes to an end. The Orioles go quietly. We'll go to the fifth. The Yankees hold on to this lead 2-1. And we'll have the bottom of the Yankee order due up here. Matt Noakes, Charlie Hayes, and Mike Gallego due up as Ben McDonald comes out. Now with a new battery partner, Jeff Tackett giving the signs. Here's the pitch, and it's right in there, called strike. So McDonald, whatever it was that was bothering him at the very beginning of the game, is long gone now. He has been very sharp since the first inning. The pitch, breaking ball fouled away. The left-handed hitting Noakes. Up now there is a timeout here as Tackett comes out to talk to McDonald. Looks to be a brief conversation, and Tackett's already on his way back to the plate. And in the process, McDonald gets a new baseball to rub up. Here are the out-of-town scores brought to you by Kodak. Kodak, when photography was actually an art. The pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Noakes is able to lay off. The White Sox had beat the Tigers 6-5. The Royals shut out the Blue Jays 2-0. The Angels doubled up the A's 4-2. The Cubs got by the Phillies 5-2. The Pirates edged the Expos 5-4. The Mets took care of St. Louis 6-2. The Braves shut out the Reds 2-0. The Astros beat the Dodgers by the same scoreline. And here comes the next pitch from Big Ben McDonald. It swung on and missed. Good high fastball there, and Noakes could not get a piece. Speaking of catchers, so far, so good for my guy Joe Mauer. First ballot, but count not done yet. Do you think Joe Mauer is a Hall of Fame player? I'm not asking that in like a, what do you call it? In a, snarky way. I know he was very good defensively, but I don't know. How many gold gloves did Mauer have? Here's a first pitch swing on by Charlie Hayes. He backs Anderson up about 8 feet or so in front of the track, and he makes the catch. I don't know. I think about Hall of Fame catchers. I mean, I would put Yadier Molina in there, right? You got Pudge in there. I'm trying to think like in the last 25, 30 years. Who are the Hall of Fame catchers? Gary Carter's going way too far back. What do you got? I mean, I guess that's true for the position. Buster Posey was really good for maybe not long enough of a time, though. Same with Mauer, though. I'm just wondering about Mauer's longevity. First pitch swinging here, and we've got a can of corn out to right field. Orsulak makes the catch, flips the ball back into the infield, and the inning is over. We're halfway through this one. The Yankees are clinging to a 2-1 lead. Mauer's got 3 of 5 batting titles. I mean, look, I'm not taking anything away from that accomplishment, but it's a very specific stat to be like, well, that should give him a place in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Plus, Adley Rutschman might have something to say about that in a few years. Give him time. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, Joe Mauer was great. Joe Mauer was really good. That one play he made, here's the first pitch to Bill Ripken, and it's up. Well, it started upstairs. Either way, it's off the plate for ball 1. There's that one play at, I believe, against the Nationals, where a pitch went to the backstop and just bounced back toward Mauer, and he just backhanded it without looking. Here's a swing and a ground ball to short on a bounce, and Billy Ripken is thrown out as Don Mattingly looks a little, what's the word? Clumsy on that one. Yeah, there's that play where a pitch went to the backstop, caromed straight back to right behind the plate, and Joe Mauer just took his glove without looking and just knew without seeing. How could he even know? I don't know. It was nuts. Here's Brady Anderson. He's been all the Orioles offense tonight with his solo home run in his last at bat. He'd like to get a hold of one here and tie this game up. He takes ball 1. This one is right in there, but he can only foul it off. 3 gold gloves. 3 gold gloves for Mauer. Yeah, see, if you're going to get in more on your defense than your offense, I feel like you need more than just 3 gold gloves. I'm not saying I'm taking anything away from 3 gold gloves. That's good. But part of the reason why Pudge is a first ballot Hall of Famer is because he ran off at least double-digit gold gloves, right? You have those eras where there's no question. This guy's this guy is the best defensive player at his position, and I guess Mauer was that for a time, but I just don't think it was a long enough time. And then offensively, yeah, for a catcher, good. I don't know. I'd have to look at some other catchers that are in the Hall, and then also take into account the era Mauer played in. You got to take everything into account. That's why when I talk about players that are in the Hall or not in the Hall, I don't automatically go, unless, especially a guy like you're talking about. By the way, there's a meeting out here with Buck Showalter, who's not happy with the umpires for some reason. And we got a pause in the action. The umpires seem to have an issue with Leary, the pitcher. Maybe a substance he's using or are accusing him of. There seems to be some sort of inspection going on right now. He's holding his hands out right now. And the entire Yankee infield, Matt Noakes is standing on his tippy toes, literally looking over the shoulder to get a better vantage point. The umpires were certainly under the impression that Leary is using a foreign substance. Why Buck Showalter is so upset to just even have an inspection is a question I can't answer. It'd be one thing if they had thrown Leary out of the game. I can see Buck getting upset. But if you're just doing an inspection, which, of course, in the modern game is mandatory, every other inning, they're looking at the pitcher's hands. We're getting a look at a replay right now, and there does appear to be some strange... I see what's happening. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. There is definitely something going on. Nothing was visible in the replay, but you could see his mouth making a chewing sort of motion with the glove concealing his mouth. His hand was up near the mouth. But there's no evidence of anything. And so what can you do about it? What I don't understand is has Leary been taken out of this game? Because otherwise, what is Showalter complaining about? I have to think Leary has been thrown out of the ball game. But he's not. There he is. He's ready to pitch, it would appear. If anyone should be upset, I would think it's Johnny Oates. And yeah, the Orioles might play under protest. Like, look at this. This looks like he's biting off like a piece of beef jerky or something. Then he puts his hand to his cap, maybe to wipe a little something off there. There is definitely some shenanigans going on. That is very interesting. And the conference continues. And boy, if they're going to talk about this longer, I'm going to go have a smoke. I tell you what, I know I'm supposed to be doing this like I need to do all season long, but give me a break. This is for practice. Be right back. And the delay continues. Again, I would love to know what Buck Showalter had a problem with if Leary has not been removed from this game. The umpires have every right, and it's their job, if they suspect a foreign substance being used, and particularly if the opposing team's manager points it out and says, hey, keep an eye on what he's doing between pitches. They have every right to go out there and inspect. And Buck's not happy about it. But you would want the same if the roles were reversed, wouldn't you, Buck? Come on, be honest. Anyway, we're going to get back underway here in a minute with Leary still pitching somehow. Okay, with one out and a 1-2 count on Anderson, we're back underway, and Brady swings and fouls it away. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. And that ball had a lot of cheese on it. Or a lot of movement, I'd say. And Brady strikes out. Look at the movement on this pitch. So Mike Devereaux now stands at the plate. And he takes one on the outside corner, called strike. Devereaux lined out to the pitcher and popped out in his last at-bat. Here's a breaking ball that stayed up. Oh, maybe a fastball upstairs. Got away from the pitcher one way or the other. The next offering swung on and fouled off to the left. Fielded cleanly by the ball girl over there. Tim Leary had a really good 1988 season. Went 17-11 with a 2.91 ERA. Since then, 45-79. The pitch is well off the plate. 2-2 on Mike Devereaux. Leary's ready, and the next pitch is swung on and tapped toward third. Hayes has it, throws to first in time, and the Orioles are retired. So a long inning with a long interruption and some controversy here in Baltimore as Tim Leary, accused of using a foreign substance, continues to pitch and is now through 5 innings. So he's qualified for the win right now. We go to the 6th as the Yankees maintain his 2-1 lead. And there's Johnny Oates. Seems to be laughing about the situation, about how absurd it is, as he pantomimes putting his hand in his mouth. Here's a pop-up foul, first base side, and it's into the crowd. And the replays continue as we get yet one more look at this. Whatever it is, it's very sus. Like, even if he just had some bubble gum hidden cleverly that he was chewing, it just didn't look good. And Leary appears to be headed for the showers. His day may be over. And McDonald's first pitch here to Stankiewicz is inside. Stanky is 1 for 2 with that double and run scored in the first. The next offering from McDonald is low and away. Here's the 1-1 offering. Outside corner, check swing foul. As Stankiewicz just got a little piece. And the count 1-2. And here comes the pitch. It's low. Full count now to the leadoff man here in the top of the 6th. McDonald kicks and deals. Popped up. Left field, shallow. Running in is Anderson to make the catch. One away. Tight ball game here at Camden Yards. Final game of this 3-game series. Series tied at 1 apiece. Here's the next pitch outside corner called strike. No problem, Jeff. Outside corner to Mel Hall, who's homered and walked and driven in both of the Yankee runs so far. The pitch is a curveball that didn't break, not fast enough anyway. It stayed high. Since the home run to Mel Hall in the first inning, McDonald has not given up a hit. Famous last words, of course, and a beautiful curveball in there for a called strike. There's some noise in Baltimore right now with 2 strikes on the batter. Fans want a strikeout here. And the 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Big cut there by Hall. Roberto Kelly on deck. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. And the next offering to Mel Hall is well off the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is in the dirt. Check swing. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire. And Hall, who appeared to be walking back to the dugout, says, "Thank you very much. I'll stick around for another one." And that was pretty close. That is pretty borderline. Hall gets the benefit of the doubt, and the count goes full. The pitch is on the outside part of the plate. Hall pulls it over to the second base, and Billy Ripken that is, fields it cleanly to retire Hall. I wonder about like longevity though. Like, what's Gary Carter's lifetime hits and what's Mauer's lifetime hits? Just hits, not average, just hits. Like Mauer was nowhere, neither were nowhere near 3,000, right? But I want to say Carter probably had at least 2,500 or so hits, right? That's that longevity. Here's Roberto Kelly. And a big swing fouls it away off to the left. Kelly's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and the fielder's choice. Folks, remember, if you're watching me cover a game like this, it's practice. Once I'm doing live games for the 2024 season, you won't be seeing the actual video footage. So here's a pop-up to shallow center field. Ripken, Cal that is, goes out to make the catch, and the inning is over. Another strong inning of work from McDonald. He's through 6. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Yankees still lead 2-1. Oh, Carter barely got 2,000, huh? And Leary is going to come out to work the 6th. So apparently, well, there you go. There you go. Mauer with, I'm sure, several less at-bats, and that's why he has a much better career batting average. Still was able to out-hit Carter. So, yeah, that's a good argument for Mauer. Here's Cal Ripken now to lead things off for the Orioles, who are looking to bust through here. They've only been able to get to Leary on a solo home run by Brady Anderson. And the first pitch to Cal is upstairs. Again, no idea where the pitch counts are for either batter, but here's a big swing by Ripken. It's down the left field corner, but it's just foul. It was aiming for that left field foul pole, but just a bit pulled. And it's a long strike for Ripken. The man you're looking at right now is a no doubt Hall of Famer. One of the great players and ambassadors to the game of his generation, Cal Ripken Jr. The pitch is swung on and lined into center field, a base hit. Ripken took it right back up the middle. 1,000 more at bats, yeah. So that's the second hit of the day for Ripken. This one not of the bunt variety. This one was tagged pretty hard. And that'll bring up Sam Horn. Yeah, Cal, you know, he's been looking pretty hefty for a while. Here's Horn, and he takes just a little bit low, maybe a little bit off the plate. There's a shot of Cal Sr. over at third base coach. 1-0 on Sam Horn. Ripken at first. The pitch is a called strike. He does catch the outside corner this time. A little higher up in the zone. Yeah, there's that too. Next pitch to Horn is a fastball fouled off to the left. Taking a look is Hayes at third, and he reaches into the crowd, but to no avail. That was a couple of rows deep. And here, once again, are the out-of-town scores brought to you by Sports Cream. Sports Cream. Does your crotch itch? Try Sports Cream. The next offering to Horn is swung on and missed. He took a big cut there, and he'll take a seat. So Big Sam Horn is 0 for 3. And it'll be up to the Moose, Randy Billigan. Again, that two-seam action as the ball tails back over the plate from a left-handed batter. Milligan looks to step in, but Leary needs to adjust his cleats. He's ready. Again, Ripken on first. The pitch is inside. Correct pull. That's the only way to do this. All channels that cover contemporary sports are doing games without actual video because, yeah, it's a gigantic copyright issue. It's a way for people who maybe can't watch the game to follow along and have a bit of a community and all that good stuff. They check on Ripken at first, but he's in safely, and the next pitch to Milligan is inside. America's Game of the Week. Here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards in downtown Baltimore. Bottom of the 6th, the Yankees, on just 2 hits, still maintain a 2-1 lead. The pitch to Milligan is swung on and fouled at the plate. That ball was right down Broadway, but Milligan couldn't square it up. So instead of seeing video in the area of my desktop that you see right now, Paul, it'll be like a one of those like sort of animation scoreboards where you see like a batter and the pitches coming in and the box score and all that stuff. You'll see some visual info. You just won't be seeing the game itself. It's my job to paint the picture, if you will. The count runs to 3-1 on Milligan. Cow at first, representing the tying run. Orsolak on deck. The 3-1 is upstairs for ball 4. Milligan flips his bat. Correct, pull like that. And my job, hopefully, is my hope is to find, because I was using the MLB.com animation live stat app or whatever you want to call it, but watching that while watching the game, the animation was like 15 seconds ahead. So everything that would happen before I saw it, which just ruined everything. So, yeah, I need to find an app that isn't so fast. That's sort of more timed up with what I'm doing. Okay, so Orsolak's at the plate, 2 on, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, and Leary doesn't get the call. Orsolak had a very tough at-bat his last time up, striking out. He's hoping anything would be an improvement on that. Next pitch is lined over the glove of the shortstop and into left field, a base hit. Ripken rounding third. He's going to try for home. Here comes the throw. The cutoff man cuts it off, and now they've got Milligan caught, and he's tagged out trying to retreat back to second base. But the Orioles have tied the ball game on a line drive RBI from Joe Orsolak. Ripken comes in to score, and again, Milligan, who was hoping the ball would get thrown all the way into the plate, gets caught between second and third. Smoking Joe, just over the glove of the shortstop. And he got air. He certainly got air. Yeah, Paul, that is the plan. Any spring training games that I can find to watch, I'll try to call them, but it's still gonna be what do you call it? Not the full version of things, because there's going to be a lot of players I don't know. They bring in these guys like number 84. That's never going to make the team. And like once they get to like the 6th inning, there's like a whole new team out there. It's not easy to call spring training games, honestly. But it will be interesting to follow, see some of the player position battles and whatnot. Anyway, we got your site does Yahoo Fantasy. Yeah, I used to play fantasy baseball every year going back to the 90s. I'm quite good at it. Sorry to toot my horn here. Here's a swing and a foul off to the left. Tie ball game here in Baltimore. Yeah, Jeff, I made that realization when I did the 3 games in the postseason for the Orioles. So, yeah, I can't use the MLB app. It's too fast. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's grounded past the pitcher, and the shortstop has to make a quick throw, and he does so in time to retire the side. But the Orioles do manage to tie the ball game on an RBI single by Joe Orsolak. We'll go to the 7th, tied at 2. Sunday Night Baseball, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. Do you like the taste of watered-down urine? Try Anheuser-Busch. And tough-actin' Tinactin, antifungal. Do you have a fungus among us? Try Tinactin. And now back to our ball game. 2-2 game as we head to the late innings. It'll be the middle of the order due up for the Yankees. Don Mattingly stepping in. And Ben McDonald still out there on the mound. First pitch to Mattingly is low and in for ball 1. Danny Tartable and Kevin Moss due to follow. The next pitch is up and away. 2-0 to Mattingly. So that now the Orioles have come back to level this game. McDonald will hope to get through at least one more inning and maybe get in a position to win. Instead, he might have given up the lead. This ball is heading out deep to right field and gone. Don Mattingly gets a hold of one and clears the flag court and then some. And the Yankees have taken the lead back in a heartbeat. First batter here in the 7th. A solo shot from the Yankee captain, Don Mattingly. Just their 3rd hit of the game. They now lead 3-2. That's a tough one for McDonald. It's almost as if he's a better pitcher when he's losing. He came out there to start the game, got utterly rocked, fell behind. Then he went like 6 innings without giving up a hit. The Orioles finally come back to tie the game. And now that the game is tied, first batter he faces, home run. Those are the breaks. Here's Tartable. And then he takes one up and in. Tartable has struck out twice already. That's an interesting idea, Jeff. Like have the stat tracker just on somebody else's video and then sync it up. That's an interesting thing. Maybe I can do that on my own. I don't know. Here comes the next pitch to Tartable, and it's on the outside corner. He taps it to third. Fielded cleanly by Hewlett, and Danny Tartable is retired. Three to 2 Yankees on this Mattingly home run. Absolutely crushed it. And that'll bring up Kevin Moss over 2 tonight. Swing and a hard foul ball off to the right. Look out down there. One literally so far. What, Paul? What do you mean? Oh, did I say literally? Did I say literally? And I didn't use it correctly? Here's a comebacker to the pitcher. McDonald does well to get a glove to it, and he'll flip it to the first baseman to retire Moss. Oh, no. Did I say literally in a way that I would be very critical of? I hope not. 2 down now. And the batter, Matt Noakes. The Yankees have taken the lead back here in the top of the 7th on a solo shot from Don Mattingly. First pitch to Noakes from McDonald is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Noakes was fooled badly there. The Yankee catcher is 0 for 2 tonight. Tackett puts down the signs. McDonald gets one. And here's his next pitch. Another breaking ball, but this one's low and in. On deck, Charlie Hayes. 2 down in the top of the 7th. Next pitch to Noakes is outside corner and a beauty. Noakes shakes his head. McDonald trying to get through 7 innings of work, but he is trailing in this one again. The Orioles are going to have to find some more offense. The 1-2 is another breaking ball, but Moss lays off. Excuse me, Noakes lays off. Here's the next pitch, and it's a line to first base, and Milligan was right where he needed to be to make that catch. That ball might have caught his glove more than the other way around. Either way, it'll end the inning, but the Yankees do get the lead back, courtesy of a long home run to right field from Don Mattingly. 7th inning stretch time here in Baltimore. It's the Yankees 3, the Orioles 2. Be sure to try our Subway Grand Slam Challenge by spending 95 cents on a phone call. If you're dumb enough to do this, please call now. And keep calling. And pay us money. I never understood why people did that. I remember when American Idol was that was a huge, American Idol made $1 billion just off of people texting that they want Sanjaya to win or whatever. It's the biggest racket of all time. Anyway, here's Tim Hewlett leading it off in the bottom of the 7th. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up as Leary's out for his 7th inning of work, and he catches the outside corner for a called strike. We got double barrel action in both bullpens out in left field for both the Orioles and the Yankees. Both a lefty and a righty for each team. And here's a ground ball right back up the middle. Base hit for Hewlett. Just what the Orioles need to try to answer back after giving up the lead in the top half of the inning. And I'm beginning to realize about 2 hours into calling a ball game, I start to get tongue-tied. It's a lot of talking without much break. But according to the time of this game, there's 38 minutes to go. I think I can do it. Here's Billy Ripken now. He's 0 for 2, grounded into a double play, and then grounded out, making only a single out. 2 at-bats, he's made 3 outs. That sounds about right for Bill Ripken. And looks like we have some kind of mound visit. Don Mattingly having a bit of a chat, maybe about how to handle checking on Hewlett at first. And the pitch to Ripken, who squares around, gets a good bunt down. Leary picks it up with his hand and throws out Ripken, but he does the job. Whoa, look out as they throw it a second to try to catch Hewlett off the bag. But if the idea was to move the tying run into scoring position, that's exactly what Bill Ripken was able to accomplish. And the Orioles will have 2 chances to knock in the tying run with Brady Anderson and Mike Devereaux, the next 2 batters do. Brady is 1 for 3 with that solo home run to put the Orioles on the board. And Brady calls for time. And now Noakes is going to come out when Buck Showalter. Maybe we might get a change here. Got a feeling a left-hander is going to be coming on here for the Yankees. That would be my guess. They've been getting a lefty loose. It looks like it's Greg Calderay out there. We'll see if they're just stalling for time and will make the move now. They will indeed, as Leary trots off the mound. So a pitching change here in Baltimore. Tim Leary's day is over. He goes 6 1/3 innings, has given up 6 hits, 2 walks, struck out 3, and has so far given up 2 runs, but is responsible for the runner on second. Yeah, Paul, it's been great, isn't it? I don't know if I would even attempt to do what I'm going to do this season if it wasn't for the pitch clock rule change. Because, yeah, the games were just so long. And talking for 3 hours plus without hardly a break. Then again, this game I'm calling, they've cut out the commercials. So I've been pretty much calling this like a completely like no stoppage game for yeah, it's Greg Cattery on the mound. And there's a fastball outside corner, called strike to Anderson, who makes a turn as if to say, my goodness, that did not look like an easy pitch to hit. I hope I don't see that one again. Cattery comes in with an ERA well above 4, and this one is low and away. 2 balls and a strike on Brady Anderson. Tim Hewlett at second, the tying run, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch, a little high, 3-1, and the crowd starts to make a little noise. The volume of crowd noise is beginning to build. A hitter's count here for Brady Anderson. And the pitch is fouled off to the left side. At least I think it's foul. Well, technically it is, but only just. As Mel Hall drifts into foul territory along the left field line to make the catch. So Brady Anderson is retired on a pop foul to the opposite field. And there are 2 down. And we'll see whether or not this is a one-pitch outing, or one batter outing, excuse me, for Cattery. It would appear it is, as Showalter is back out there. And then with the righty Devereaux and Ripken to follow, you would assume this was a lefty-lefty matchup play, and Cattery's job is finished. The question is, who's coming in? Oh, to be a left-handed reliever in Major League Baseball. You come in, you throw like 6 pitches. You get a day or 2 off. Great job if you can get it. So it's John Habayan. John Habayan is coming in, the right-handed reliever. He's got a fine ERA. And he's coming in now to try to get out Mike Devereaux. A base is open, but I'm sure Devereaux is the man Habayan is after with Cal Ripken on deck. First pitch is a swing and a miss. He catches the outside corner, and Devereaux couldn't connect. 0-1 on the Orioles center fielder. Habayan in the stretch. The pitch is up and away. 1-1 on Mike Devereaux. 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Tying run at second. Devereaux at the plate with a 1-1 count. The pitch is popped up. That's not going to do it. Third base side, Charlie Hayes in foul ground, just a couple of feet from the bag, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Yankees get into their bullpen. They play matchups, and they manage to get out of a jam where the leadoff man got on unscathed. We'll go to the 8th inning. The Yankees holding on to this 3-2 lead. As we look at some highlights in Arlington, Texas. A 3-run 6th inning for the Rangers sees them take the lead against the Red Sox 3-2. Meanwhile, Ben McDonald is out there for his 8th inning of work, trailing 3-2. You just don't see this in the modern game. Here we go. Outside corner, called strike to Charlie Hayes. He's 0 for 2. The next pitch from Big Ben is a curveball swung on and missed. And Hayes absolutely devastated on that swing. Five strikeouts and one walk and only 3 hits. So just 4 base runners given up by McDonald. 2 of those 4 were the first 2 batters of the game, and they both scored. Pop up, shallow center. Second baseman Bill Ripken out there makes the catch. Hayes is retired. And I believe that brings up Mike Gallego. Here's another update as Gallego steps in 0 for 2. McDonald kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. Outside edge, and Gallego couldn't connect. On deck is Stankiewicz. Next pitch on the 0-1 is low for ball 1. 1-1. McDonald comes again. And this one, it looked like maybe a changeup. And Gallego out in front of it pulls it into the dugout on the third base side. McDonald has been mostly fastball curveball, but he's been working in his changeup rather effectively too. And here's a rare look at his pitch count. He has at 104 pitches at the moment. The pitch is a curveball that stays upstairs. Gallego ducked. But when you're only 5'1", I don't think that's necessary. And the 2-2 offering is another curveball, but this one freezes him as it drops perfectly in there for a called strike 3. So Gallego takes a seat. McDonald still looking sharp deep into this ball game. And you got to wonder if he just had his command at the start of this game. He didn't, and the first 2 batters took advantage. And that might be the difference in this one when all is said and done. Here's Stankiewicz. Up and away for ball 1. Next one is off the plate outside. Stankiewicz takes a look down at the third base coach. Not exactly sure what sort of sign would be on with the bases empty and 1 away. But either way, the next pitch to him is taken upstairs. Mel Hall is on deck. He's been the heart of the Yankee offense tonight. The pitch is low and away, and that's going to be ball 4 for the diminutive Stankiewicz. Really the last person you want to walk, and that might get Johnny Oates thinking that McDonald has reached the end of the line. You got a tough left-handed hitter in Mel Hall coming up. And it looks like the Orioles have a lefty reliever out there ready to go in the form of Mike Flanagan, the veteran. But McDonald's going to stay in there. Here we go. First pitch to Hall is off the plate outside. Not even close. Tackett comes out to have a conference. This is a very big at bat if the Orioles are going to try to get back into the ball game, they need to get Hall out here. Here's a look at that first inning home run that set the tone. Here's the pitch to him, and it's missing the inside corner. Hall lays off. Now you got a 2-0 count to a dangerous hitter. A pitch is swung on and drilled. Absolutely belted. Gone. Forget about it. Mel Hall with another home run to right field. His second of the night. And the Yankees have stretched the lead out. It's now 5-2. And Ben McDonald's solid outing has suddenly become not so solid. Like I said, a very big at bat if the Orioles are going to stay in this game, and instead they give up the home run and are now trailing by 3. It looked like a changeup that just hung upstairs. Hall reached out for it and pulled it. Wow. That was some swing there by Hall to be able to pull a ball on that outside edge with that much exit velo. Whew. That ball got out of here in a hurry. Here's a pop-up from Roberto Kelly into left center field. Devereaux calling off Anderson to make the catch in the gap, and the inning is over. But the Yankees have added to their lead as Mel Hall strikes again with his second home run of the night. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees now lead this one 5-4. They have more runs than they do hits. The Yankees haven't exactly been peppering the ball off Ben McDonald all night, but when they have hit him, they've hit him hard, and they've driven in runs. If the Orioles are going to make a comeback, they've got the right part of the lineup up here with Cal Ripken leading things off. Here's a swing and a line drive, base hit into left field, past the diving Charlie Hayes. And there you go. That's the third hit of the night for Cal. He had that bunt single in the first, had a line drive up the middle, and now he ropes one into left. A 3-hit night for Ripken. And here comes Sam Horn. Does Showalter have another lefty he wants to bring out there? Because he would be pretty well served matching up against the lefty Horn here. Instead, it's Habine still out there, and the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Habine wearing the same number as Jackie Robinson and Mariano Rivera. 42, right? Outside. The retired number that not only the Yankees have retired, but all of Major League Baseball. Rivera was the last player to wear it. The pitch is outside corner, called strike, and Horn doesn't like it. He's like, come on, man. I want an inner half. I'm trying to pull it over that right field wall, just like Mattingly did. Just like Mel Hall did. Well, if you made it to this game as a Yankee fan, you probably would have enjoyed hanging out over the right field wall in the standing room only section, because it's been 3 Yankee homers hit that way. Here's a hard hit foul ball. And the count 2-2 on Horn. My stomach is growling. Another thing I need to figure out. Okay, if I'm going to be doing this, I need to have some snacks on standby. This one's low. Orioles down by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Cal Ripken at first. Horn at the plate. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to the first baseman. He'll go to second for one, back to first. A double play. 3-6-3. As easy as you like, as Sam Horn does not get down the line very quickly. Oh, yeah, I need a bedpan over here. So what a rally killer that is. Beautifully started by Mattingly. He makes a perfect toss to second, and the relay throw back right on the money. 3-6-3, as easy as you like. And what a rally killer. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Milligan. Low and away for ball 1. I've got a feeling my Orioles don't win this ball game. Outside corner, called strike. And looks like the Yankee closer, Steve Farr, is getting loose. Here's a line drive, slicing foul off to the right. The next offering to Milligan is a bit inside. Close call, but the count goes to 2-2. Next one is swung on and hit well to right center, but it'll hang up there for Tartable, and he'll make the catch to win the inning. We're through 8 full here in Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Yankees lead this one 5-2. We're going to the 9th. The 9th inning. I almost did it. Oh, wait, there is another Yankee-Oriole game tomorrow. I've been saying it's a 3-game series, assuming, because it's a Sunday game. I screwed up. This is game 3 of a 4-game series. They play on Monday. And Ben McDonald is coming out for the 9th? Again, you do not see this in the modern game. I mean, the fact that they left McDonald in there to face Hall, I thought was like, wow. That's a make or break call. And it was a break because we got broken with a 2-run homer. Now he's facing Mattingly, who's got a homer off him already. He also creamed the ball a couple of times in the first for foul balls. I'm really surprised McDonald is back out there. Even though in this era the pitch count wasn't the be-all, end-all of things. The next pitch is popped up. So McDonald will get an out here. Ripken on the lip of the outfield grass makes the catch. Cal Ripken, that is. I got to get used to it if I'm calling these old games to differentiate one Ripken from the other. Mattingly pops up to short. And there's one down here in the top of the 9th. Here's Danny Tartable. 0 for 3 tonight. His average dipping to 256. Again, McDonald going to try and go the distance. He's already given up 5 runs. This one's fouled back. When he's been on, he's been very sharp tonight. It's just there's been about 3 or 4 pitches that didn't go the way he planned, and all of them were tattooed. 3 of them for home runs. An 0-1 offering to Tartable, and it's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next offering is a curveball fouled off. Kevin Moss is on deck. Five to 2 Yankees here in the ninth. And McDonald's next pitch is outside corner, called strike 3. And Tartable is struck out for the 3rd time tonight. So it just goes to show you, even if a pitcher does reach a certain pitch count and you've seen him give up 5 runs, and it just makes all the sense in the world to maybe play matchups at this point, bring in a lefty to face Mattingly and so forth. McDonald still looks pretty good. He's got Mattingly to pop out on the infield, and then a called strike 3 on Tartable. Here's Kevin Moss, and a swing and a foul off to the right. Kevin Moss is 0 for 3. And another meeting on the mound as Jeff Tackett heads out to talk to Ben McDonald. Okay, conference is over. Tackett takes his position behind the plate. McDonald back on the rubber. Moss in his coiled pose at the plate. And here comes the next pitch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Yankee designated hitter. The 1-1 popped up behind the plate, foul, and the count 1-2. See what the Orioles have due up in the bottom of the ninth. Should be Joe Orsulak, Jeff Tackett, who's come in for Hoyles, and then Tim Hewlett. Here's a line drive over the glove of the first baseman and down the right field corner for a hit. Moss is going to turn and try for 2. The ball comes in quickly, but Moss is called safe. Fielded well down there in the corner by Orsulak, and Moss did not look very quick turning the base at first and going for 2. The ball got in there accurately. It was very close. Let's see the replay. A little bit on the first base side of the bag, so Ripken had to catch and then turn his body to reach the bag, and that was all it took for Moss to slip his foot in there. He is indeed safe. And after that double, it looks like they're going to intentionally walk Matt Noakes, the left-handed batter, and set up a double play possibility. The Orioles can ill afford to give up any more runs here. So this is pretty much what do you call it? Just playing the math here. And you're going to go after the right-hander Charlie Hayes, who I believe is hitless tonight, 0 for 3, if I want to say. That's the 5th intentional walk given to Matt Noakes this season. A little side stat I have over here in the corner. Nice to see. Here's Hayes now. Average down into the 250s with his 0 for 3 so far. Now he calls for time. Maybe I should also practice that during the game. And swung on and drilled. A curveball that Hayes waited on, and forget about it. Brady climbs the wall, but it's about 6 rows deep as Charlie Hayes ambushed a Ben McDonald curveball and hit it out of here. The 4th home run given up by McDonald, and boy, I got to tell you, why? Why do you leave McDonald out there? He had such a great start. After 7 innings of work, getting into that 8th inning, once he gave up that 1 hit, and then it brought up Hall. That was the time to take him out of the game? I don't get it. And then they bring him out for the 9th. This is the opposite. This is the opposite of what Brandon Hyde, the current Orioles manager, did in the playoffs against the Rangers, which was make too many pitching changes. Johnny Oates here just refuses to make any pitching changes at all. I mean, McDonald is still out there. You've given up 4 home runs, dude. You've thrown at least 120, 125 pitches. This one's up and away. And that came after an intentional walk. If you intentionally walk somebody only to then give up a home run ball to the next batter, you're done. Hit the showers. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If McDonald gets out of this game after 7 innings, he doesn't get the win, but he pitched a great game. It lowers his ERA. It gives him confidence into his next start. You leave him out here like this, and you're watching people get up out of their chairs and leave. I mean, it's depressing. There's a called strike on the outside corner. So who knows? I mean, with all the tomfoolery with the Yankee pitcher Tim Leary earlier with that foreign substance thing, and now here's a walk issued, McDonald is done. I don't get it. There were relievers getting loose, and Johnny Oates finally struts out to the mound to make a pitching change about 6 batters too late. Looks like Storm Davis, one of the best names in baseball history. Who wouldn't want the name Storm? That's badass. Storm Davis coming in to pitch. But my God, again, 8 runs given up by McDonald. 8 runs. Through 7 innings, it was just 2 runs. How do you leave somebody in for an 8th and 9th inning of work and let him give up 6 more runs? I just don't get it. What are you doing, Johnny Oates? You ruined this kid's start. You ruined it. What do you have a bullpen for if you're not going to use him? Stormy Daniels. Storm Davis and Stormy Daniels. This is Stormy Davis right here. Outside corner called strike. That was a bit of a generous call there. That looked a bit outside to me. Davis comes in with a 3-2 record, a 3.86 ERA. 1-1 strikeout to walk rate outside, and this one is not a strike. 1-1. Really unbelievable. You just hate to see a pitcher who got rocked early, settled down, proceeded to go 18 batters without giving up a hit. He was striking guys out. The breaking ball looked great. Fastball was working. But Oates just said, let me just keep him out there a little longer. Let me keep him out there a little longer. What did you expect to happen? Anyway, Stankiewicz is at the plate. And this ball game is all but over. It's a 2-2 count and a swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Gee, it's almost as if you went and got a reliever, maybe he would have put the fire out a little faster. Instead, we go to the bottom of the 9th with the Orioles trailing by 6. The Yankees have 8 runs despite being out-hit 7-6. They have a 6-run lead despite being out-hit. And I'm getting word here through the broadcast that the Orioles are indeed playing this game under protest. So if you're playing it under protest with the idea that maybe there's some judgment made where the Yankees forfeit the game, if you thought it was worth protesting, why did you make your starter hang out there for 2 extra innings getting shelled? Why didn't you just bring out your worst reliever to just mop up the game if you think the result doesn't matter because you're protesting? It's just stupid. I hate the way Johnny Oates used Ben McDonald in this game. Steve Farr out there, and his first pitch is outside of Joe Orsulak. Orsulak's had a pretty nice night. 1 for 3 with a single, and also made a nice play out in right field. Next pitch is fouled back. His hit drove in one of the 2 Oriole runs tonight, the other coming off the solo shot by Brady Anderson. Farr, rocking that early 90s mullet and mustache, tries to hit the inside corner but misses. Yeah, I was going to say, I need to start getting used to peppering in now and then, saying things like, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Orioles coverage. I appreciate it, everyone who's been here in the stream tonight and watching Orioles baseball. Tonight looks like a result I'm not going to be happy with, but I'm a 46-year-old Orioles fan. I know what it's like to watch the Orioles lose to the Yankees. Here's a ground ball to second on a couple of bounces. Routine play, and Orsulak is retired to begin the 9th. Again, here are the standings. The Orioles, 1 game back, 2 back in the win column, even with the Blue Jays in the loss column, while the Yankees are trying to get back to 500. Tackett, the batter, he came in to replace Chris Hoyles earlier in the game when Hoyles had to come out after getting hit on the right hand with a pitch. Tackett 0 for 1 in his only at bat. Fouls this one back. Excuse me. Tackett has had 2 at bats. He's 0 for 2. Let's see if he can go 1 for 3. The pitch from Farr, a beautiful breaking ball, and Tackett just watched it drop in there. Two strikes on the Orioles' backup catcher. The pitch is check swing, but he didn't go, apparently. Not even worth the protest down to the first base umpire. Fastball in there, called strike 3. And Tackett is frozen. He walks back to the dugout, head down, and that'll bring the Orioles down to their final out. 6 runs down here in the 9th as the Yankees look set to take the 3rd game of this 4-game series. Hewlett is 1 for 2 with a base hit. He takes upstairs ball 1. Again, thank you, folks, for hanging out and watching tonight's retro play call of the Yankees versus Orioles, June 21st, 1992. This one's squibbed down the first base side. Mattingly will pick it up, tag the bag himself, and the ball game is over. Final score, Yankees 8, Orioles 2. Tim Leary with the win, Ben McDonald with the loss. Controversy as the Orioles played this game under protest, as Leary being accused of using a foreign substance, and some video evidence that would certainly say that perhaps he did. Either way, though, the game is in the books for now, and that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys again soon, and I hope the Orioles do better in 2024 than they did here tonight against the Yankees. Once again, the final score, Yankees 8, Orioles 2. This has been your old pal Steve. Good night and good luck.